we're doing a requested recipe for homemade brownies. The ingredients are going to be 1 cup of butter, which will be melted, 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil, 1 1/4 cup white sugar, 1 cup brown sugar packed, 4 large eggs, 1 tablespoon of vanilla, 3/4 tablespoon salt, 1 cup of flour, 1 cup of cocoa powder, and 1 1/3 cup chocolate chips. So let's go ahead and get started. Firstly, we're going to add our sugars, our melted butter, and our oil to our mixing bowl. So first is the 1 cup of melted butter. Then we're going to do 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. Then we'll do our white sugar, which is 1 1/4 cup. 1 1/4. And our 1 cup of packed brown sugar. And we're just going to whisk these to combine them. Now that it's all combined, we're going to whisk it for about 1 minute until it lightens up. I am going to use a hand whisk because with this recipe, if you overbeat your batter, it will become kind of cakey and not like a fudgy brownie, and this is going to be a very fudgy brownie recipe. So 1 minute of whisking by hand and it'll start to lighten up, and then we'll move on to the next phase. All right. And there we have it, a little bit lighter. Now we're going to go ahead and add the eggs and the vanilla. It's 1 tablespoon, but I'm going to add it by eye. So now that we have our eggs and vanilla, we're going to beat for another 1 minute with the hand whisk again. Just get it incorporated, and then we'll start that 1 minute timer. Okay, so now that we've got it nice and combined, we're going to start that 1 minute, and you can just watch the clock, or you can start a timer. I'll just watch the clock, and we'll do a 1 minute, 1 minute mixing of this again by hand with the whisk. You can also just watch the color. It'll start to get light as you whisk air into it. All right, there we go, 1 minute. Now what we're going to do is we're going to sift in our flour, our cocoa powder, and our salt. 1 cup of flour, 1 cup of cocoa powder. I ran out of regular cocoa powder, so I did use just a little bit of Dutch cocoa powder as well, or special dark cocoa powder, but it's going to taste great with that little bit extra in there anyway, so it doesn't matter what mix of cocoas you'd like to use, whatever you have, but 1 cup is what you need. And then we'll sift in the salt. It's going to be 3/4 tablespoon of salt. I'm just going to use a 1 tablespoon measuring spoon and not fill it quite all the way. There we go, and we'll sift that out too. So here we're just going to fold the dry ingredients in, so very carefully. We're not going to overmix this at all, just get it incorporated. I'm going to switch to a spatula for this. Okay, now that it's all incorporated, we are going to add a little under 1 cup of the chocolate chips to the batter and fold those in. Fold those in. And now to the oven. So firstly, we're going to set our oven to 350. And then we're going to use the ingredient I forgot to mention, which is a little bit of spray grease, and we'll just lightly grease our pan. I'm going to use a 9x13 pan. So we'll just add this to the greased pan. And then it is thick, so you'll have to kind of spread it out. And now we'll just take a handful of those extra leftover chocolate chips that we have, that 1/3 cup, and we'll just sprinkle those on the top. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and put it in for 25 to 35 minutes. We're looking for something that's just barely set in the middle, just enough to get it to cook, so that way the edges don't end up too done and the inside too fudgy. So that's what we're looking for, 25 to 35 minutes. We'll check in and let you know what it ends up being. Okie dokie. Yeah, that is what I'm talking about. So you can see the middle just kind of finally got that crusted top there, kind of poofed up a bit. And so that's what we're looking for. Barely done in the middle, nice and toasty on the outside. So we're gonna let this cool down quite a bit before we cut into it, but I know that's what you're all waiting for. Let me see the cross section. I know, we'll get it soon. Probably in like 30 or 40 minutes though, so we'll have to hold our horses on tasting it, and you'll have to wait about no time at all, because it'll be a quick edit magic, and then you'll see it. So we'll wait and you'll see it in just a sec. Alright, so we waited about 45 minutes, so now we're gonna go ahead and cut into this bad boy. Oh yes. Yeah, check that out. Little dense fudgy brownie, a little bit of chocolate chips. Oh yes, very fudgy, very delicious. Oh. I genuinely wish I could just taste-o-vision this for you guys, so you like put it through the camera, because this is so good. It almost tastes like it has a little bit of caramel in it because of the brown sugar, but it doesn't have any caramel. It's just the brown sugar and butter. But it literally just melts in your mouth. So good. Yeah, the edge pieces are a little bit firmer, but not hard or crunchy or anything. 10 out of 10. .9
seconds. Steals it. Makes a point. Good, checks it. Steal. Buzzer beater. Oh!